So one thing that I think is important on the TCJA, the Tax Cuts and Jobs Act, so it's not a permanent rewrite of the tax code. They reconciled the bill, and I think that's a very important distinction. So everything they did was the ability to take on a certain amount of debt over the next 10 years. And so if you imagine a long spreadsheet where you got the y-axis and the x-axis, every item either added to the deficit or removed from the deficit. And at the end of the day, they were allowed a certain amount of additional deficit that they were going to add. And so everything they did had to sunset at the end of 10 years. It's important for two reasons. One, you don't need a super majority to pass that, you only need a majority. And as everyone heard, there was all these senators going back and forth on, are they for it, are they against it? Then something else changes and they're for it, but they lost someone else, so now they gotta change something else to get them. And it was just this back and forth. And you can imagine there's this room with this big spreadsheet of their moving senators back and forth, where if we change this, we get him, but that puts the deficit too high, so now we gotta change something else. And so that's kind of how all this worked. But a lot of these items do sunset before 10 years, but everything does change back in 10 years. Now, obviously, there's a lot of changes that could happen before that. 10 years is infinity in the political nature, right? We know we'll have this through 2020, and then we'll get to revisit it again.